My child, listen closely to me, and quiet your heart, for the words I am about to speak to you are not ordinary words, nor are they the kind of casual whispers you are used to hearing in the busyness of your day. This message is not coming to you by accident, and it is not arriving to simply comfort you with soft assurances. Rather, it is arriving with the weight of eternity, because heaven has seen something concerning your son that you cannot yet see with your natural eyes. There is a serious urgency in the spirit realm right now, a shifting of the atmosphere that signals a critical moment is unfolding, and your son is standing right in the middle of a dangerous spiritual intersection. You may be going about your daily routine, thinking that everything is calm, but I need you to know that the realm you cannot see is shaking, and unseen powers have already begun to make their move toward him. If this message is helping you pause, pay attention, and respond with care rather than panic, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Your engagement helps more parents find messages of reflection, prayer, and support when they need them most. My child, I am stepping into your timeline right now, interrupting your schedule and your thoughts, not to cause you panic or fear, but to awaken your spirit and place a weapon of protection in your hand before the enemy can complete his assignment. Understand this clearly. This warning is not sent to scare you. It is sent to save him. There is a specific mark that has been identified in the dark, a target that has been painted on a destiny. And tonight, the name being whispered by shadows is the name of your son. The enemy has been watching him, studying his movements, and looking for a crack in the wall of protection that surrounds him, hoping that you will remain too busy or too distracted to notice the danger creeping closer. But I will not allow this to happen without speaking to you first. I will not let darkness touch what I have created without exposing the plan to the one person who loves him most. The danger is real and the threat is active, but you must know deep in your soul that my protection is far greater than any trap the enemy could ever set. Heaven is rising to his defense before the attack can even fully manifest. But I need you to be the vessel through which this protection flows. You must understand what is actually happening around him, for it is not merely a physical battle or a teenage phase. It is a war for his mind and his future. In the invisible realm, there has been a violent tug-of-war taking place over his thoughts. A battle between confusion and clarity, between giving up and pressing forward, between the distractions of the world and the destiny I have placed within him. You may have noticed changes in him, or perhaps he seems fine on the surface. But I am telling you that there is something he has been battling in total silence. There are heavy weights he has been trying to carry alone, struggles he has not spoken to you about, and fears he keeps locked away where you cannot see them. The enemy has been visiting him in the late hours of the night, whispering lies to his spirit, telling him that he is tired, that he is misunderstood, that he is drifting, and that he is completely alone in this world. These whispers are designed to wear him down, to make him feel unprotected and isolated, so that he will reach out for the wrong things to fill the void. The reason you are hearing this message at this exact moment is because I am pulling back the curtain of the natural world so you can see the invisible danger standing too close to your child. You cannot pray the way you used to pray. Tonight requires a different level of intercession, a more aggressive covering, and a spiritual alertness that refuses to sleep. You must stand as a fortress around him because there is a specific assignment trying to approach him, and it is not coming with a scary face. It is coming disguised as a friend, disguised as a new opportunity, or disguised as a fun escape. If you are choosing to stand beside your son with courage and compassion, type 1111 in the comments and claim, "I stand for my son with love and wisdom." Let this small act be the first step in breaking the silence. You see, if you do not stand up in the spirit right now, he may walk blindly into something he thinks is harmless, not realizing it is carrying a spiritual poison meant to derail his life. The enemy knows he cannot destroy your son with a direct frontal attack, so he is trying to use a person, someone who looks innocent, someone who seems friendly and trustworthy on the outside. But behind that smile, and behind that friendship, is a spirit of sabotage that wants to pull your son into distraction and destruction. This person may be someone new who has just entered his life, or it may be someone familiar, but their presence is no longer pure. I am exposing this disguise to you because the enemy never attacks without hiding his true intentions, and your son is currently standing at a major spiritual crossroads. The choices he makes in this season, and the people he chooses to align with right now, will shift the trajectory of the next 2 to 5 years of his life. There is a beautiful path opening up for him that leads to elevation, maturity, and great purpose. But there is also a trap set to catch his foot. The enemy desperately hopes he will choose the path of least resistance. The path that looks fun but leads to a cage, because he wants to blind your son to who he truly is. Your son is not ordinary. He is marked by heaven and chosen for a specific assignment that hell has recognized since he was a small child. The enemy knows he cannot kill the calling, so he is trying to delay it by placing the wrong voices in his ears and the wrong environments around his spirit. But tonight I am giving you the authority to shut every door that hell is preparing to open. If you believe calm prayer can help you respond with greater clarity, type 2222 and claim, "I cover my son with prayer, wisdom, and peace." Let the enemy see that you are not passive. Let him see that you are active and armed with faith. Tonight I am asking you to do something physical to shift the spiritual atmosphere. I need you to stand up in your room, in the privacy of your sanctuary, and I need you to call his name out loud. Do not just think it, speak it. I need you to lift your hand and declare protection over him. I need you to break every invisible chain that has been assigned to hold him back. You must cover his mind, his daily path, his friendships, his choices, and his unstable emotions. Speak light into any darkness that is trying to grow around him like weeds. Command the angels of the Lord to encamp around him and shut every demonic door that is waiting for him to walk by. You must realize that tonight heaven, I handing you a level of spiritual authority you may not have felt before, specifically to save him from this snare. The enemy does not fear a silent parent, but he deeply fears a praying parent. The enemy trembles before a spiritually awakened mother or father who listens to my voice and takes warnings seriously. He knows that he cannot bypass a parent who is standing on the wall. Your son is transitioning. He is changing spiritually, growing into a man, and while he is getting stronger, he is also vulnerable because his spirit is sensitive right now. The enemy always chooses to attack during these transitions, when a person is stepping into new territory but has not yet learned how to guard it. He waits for the confusing space between who the boy was and who the man is becoming. That is why this message is finding you right now. There is a specific prayer I need you to pray tonight to lock in this protection. Listen closely to these words. Lord, surround my son, cover him completely. Hide him from every assignment of the enemy. Block every wrong person from reaching him, and expose every hidden danger that I cannot see. Protect his mind, redirect his wandering steps, and seal his destiny. I cancel what the enemy planned against him. I declare he will live and not die. I declare he will rise and not fall. I declare he will walk in divine purpose and not in destruction. In Jesus' name, say this prayer with conviction. Do not whisper it. Speak it as if heaven is listening and hell is trembling, because they are. I must reveal one more vital thing to you. Your son is beginning to attract spiritual attention, not because of bad behavior, but because he carries a mantle he does not yet understand. There is a weight of glory on his life, and that is why he cannot hang around just anyone. That is why he cannot follow every voice he hears or go everywhere his friends go. He has something precious on him that the enemy wants to disarm and steal. The mantle he carries is an inheritance for a kingdom purpose, and this assignment against him is not random bad luck. It is not accidental, and it is not sudden. This attack was planned years ago, waiting patiently for a moment of weakness to strike. Tonight the enemy thought he had found that moment, but heaven has interrupted the timeline. Tonight, a war has been declared over your son, but be comforted, for you are not fighting it alone. Angels have been released on his behalf. Protection has been activated in the invisible realm. A shield of fire is forming around him, and a hedge of protection is rising up. A divine covering is unfolding over his life, but I need your voice to seal it shut. Your son likely does not even know how close he was to danger tonight. He may be sleeping peacefully, or going about his day unaware of the battle raging for him. But after tonight, he will walk under a covering he cannot explain. He will feel a sudden clarity in his mind. He will feel an unexpected peace settle over his heart, and he will feel sudden protection because heaven is about to surround him like a fortress. If you are asking for clarity rather than fear, type 3333 in the comments and claim, peace guides my next step. Influence is the gate. Influence is the doorway. Influence is the shadow he is trying to use. You must realize that destruction rarely walks into a life through a storm. It walks in through a smile. It enters not with chaos, but with comfort. It approaches not with obvious danger, but with familiarity. This is why I warned you that someone is being used. Someone is carrying a spirit that is not from me. Someone whose presence feels harmless, but whose influence carries seeds of misdirection. Your son is spiritually sensitive right now, and the enemy is banking on the hope that he will trust a voice that appears friendly, but is filled with subtle poison. This influence may not look evil or feel threatening. It may not speak dark words, but its effect is to weaken his conviction, distract him from his purpose, delay his alignment, and distort his identity. I am exposing it now because if this influence is not broken, it will gain access to parts of your son's spirit that should remain guarded. If you are ready to recognize and release harmful influences with discernment, type 4444 and claim, "My family chooses truth over confusion." Tonight, something is shifting in the unseen realm, and you need to be aware of what is happening behind the scenes. There are 3 specific things trying to reach your son: a spiritual whisper, a spiritual net, and a spiritual invitation. The spiritual whisper is the lie being spoken to his emotions, telling him he is misunderstood, isolated, behind in life, and not enough. These are not his own thoughts. They are seed planted by the enemy, hoping he will water them. The spiritual net is a trap being set around him, an opportunity that looks good on the surface, but is not from me, a door that seems open but leads only to delay. The spiritual invitation is the attempt to pull him into something that will shift his focus away from his assignment and his calling. These 3 things often come at the exact same time, and tonight is that time. But here is the part the enemy fears you will learn. Your son has a spiritual seal on him. He likely does not know it or recognize it yet, and he has not fully awakened to it. But hell sees it clearly. The angels see it. The realm of darkness recognizes it the moment he walks into a room. This seal is the mark of divine ownership and the mantle of future authority. It is the sign that your son has been chosen for something far greater than he realizes. Because of this seal, the enemy cannot touch him directly. He can only approach through influence, distraction, exhaustion, or emotional vulnerability. This is exactly why you have been feeling tension around him lately. This is why you have been sensing resistance, and why your spirit has felt unsettled, even when everything looked normal. Your spirit has been picking up on the spiritual pressure targeting him. But tonight, I am giving you a weapon to fight back. It is not a physical weapon, but a spiritual one. Your voice. When a parent speaks over a child, heaven listens. When a parent declares safety over a child, angels are assigned to that post. When a parent prays, spiritual gates are sealed shut. A message like this should lead a parent toward calm attention, thoughtful prayer, and a caring conversation, not panic. Somewhere, another mother or father may be carrying the same fear alone and may need a reminder to slow down and reconnect with their child. If this message has helped you do that, you may support the work behind it through the link in the description or the pinned comment below. Your voluntary support helps messages of hope, reflection, and family connection continue reaching those who need them. Give only if it feels peaceful and financially responsible for you. Now I must reveal the specific part of your son the enemy has been targeting. For many parents look only at behavior, but I look into the realm beneath behavior. I look into intention, vulnerability, and spiritual openings. Tonight, the area under attack has not been your son's hands, his path, or his physical surroundings. The battlefield has been his mind. Your son's mind has been in a silent storm, a quiet battle, and a hidden wrestling match that he has not known how to explain. The enemy knows that he cannot take his life. He cannot steal his ultimate destiny, and he cannot break the calling I have placed on him. But he believes that if he can confuse his mind, he can slow him down. If he can overwhelm his mind with anxiety, he can depress him. If he can distract his mind, he can delay him. If he can disturb his peace, he can weaken his resolve. But I am bringing my light into the corridors of his mind tonight. What your son has been feeling lately is not just natural emotion. It has been spiritual pressure. He has been feeling heaviness without knowing why, experiencing sudden waves of confusion without understanding the source, and feeling discouraged in moments when nothing was actually wrong. He has felt distant from what once inspired him, unfocused, detached, and spiritually tired, even when his physical surroundings looked peaceful. None of that was random, and none of that was natural. The enemy was trying to place a cloud over his thoughts and a fog over his purpose. Because if the enemy can blind the mind, he can slow the destiny. But tonight, this fog breaks. Tonight, this heaviness lifts, and this confusion dissolves, because a covering is about to descend upon your son's mind that will strengthen his clarity, sharpen his perception, and stabilize his emotions. Now I must tell you the doorway the enemy attempted to enter through so you can close it. It was no anger. It was not rebellion, and it was not sin. It was isolation. Your son has been carrying things alone. There were moments he wanted to speak to you, but did not know how to begin. There were questions burning in his heart, but he felt no safe space to ask them. There were pressures he carried but did not want to burden you with. The enemy always targets those who isolate emotionally, not because they are weak, but because they are silently overloaded. But tonight, I am going to reconnect his spirit. I am going to soften his heart and open him up to conversation again. I am going to restore the bridge of communication between you and him, and I am going to break the silent distance the enemy tried to widen. Isolation creates cracks, and cracks create openings, but tonight my light is filling every crack. The final thing I must reveal is the strategy the enemy was preparing to use. It was not an accident or physical danger, it was something far more subtle. A wrong connection, a wrong influence, a wrong voice. Someone who carries instability, emotional chaos, or a reckless spirit has been positioned near him. This person carries spiritual darkness disguised as light and would push your son off his path slowly, subtly, and silently until he drifted too far without realizing it. If you receive this as a reminder to remain present and attentive to your son, type 5555 and claim, I choose presence, protection, and honest conversation. He is living his life like everything is normal. Maybe he is sitting in his room scrolling through his phone, laughing at a video, or texting a friend. Maybe he is in the kitchen getting a glass of water, or perhaps he is getting ready to go out, tying his shoelaces and checking his hair in the mirror. He looks so peaceful, does not he? He looks innocent. He thinks the world is safe. He believes that the people around him are trustworthy. He has his guard down because he is in his comfort zone, but he does not see what I see. He does not know that while he is smiling, a storm has gathered quietly in the corner of his life. He does not know that the next few hours were marked on a calendar of darkness to take him out. This is not happening next month or next year. The enemy intended for this shift to happen tonight. The hardest part of this truth, and the part that will shake you the most, is where the danger is coming from. If this were an enemy from the outside, you would have seen it coming. If it were a stranger, you would have been prepared. But the danger is not standing outside the gate. The danger has been invited inside. The betrayal is coming from someone close. It is coming from someone who has access to his life, someone who knows his routine, and heartbreakingly, someone he trusts. They forgot that you are his parent, and they forgot that God does not sleep. We need to break this agreement of silence right now. If you are a parent who senses this battle, if you are a mother or father who refuses to let a hidden enemy touch your child, I need you to make a declaration. If you are committed to listening without accusation and responding responsibly, type 1717 in the comments and claim, I protect my family through wisdom, love, and awareness. The plan was for him to fall tonight, for him to be silenced, for his future to be stolen by those he trusted. But because you are hearing this, the timeline is being interrupted. The enemy wanted you asleep, but you are awake. The enemy wanted him alone, but he is not alone. The person planning this thinks they have won. They are checking the time, waiting for the news, waiting for the fall. They are rehearsing the fake tears they will cry when they hear that he is hurt. They are preparing the lies they will tell to cover their tracks. But they do not know that the spotlight of heaven is about to be turned on them. They do not know that what is done in the dark is about to be brought into the blinding light. Stay with me, because we are going to walk through exactly how this rescue is going to happen. We are going to see how the trap they set for him is going to snap back on them. But first, you must settle your spirit. Do not panic. Panic is the enemy's tool. Peace is God's weapon. Your son is walking through the valley of the shadow of death. But he will not set up camp there. He is passing through. The atmosphere is heavy, yes. But the power protecting him is heavier. The betrayal is deep, but the love covering him is deeper. We are standing at the edge of a cliff, but he is not going to fall. I need you to hold on to your faith tighter than you ever have before. The next few hours are critical, and your prayers are the fuel that will turn this situation around. Let us move deeper into what is happening right now in the unseen world. But listen to me, and listen well. The story is not ending the way they wrote it. They thought they held the pen, but they forgot who holds the paper. While they were whispering in the dark, heaven was listening. While they were mixing their plans and preparing to end his chapter, I began preparing the rescue mission. They saw a victim. I saw a survivor. They saw an end. I saw a testimony in the making. I want to take you deeper into this moment. I want you to see what is happening in the spirit realm right now. Picture your son standing by a window. The sun is starting to set, painting the sky outside, in shades of deep orange and purple. Outside the world seems normal. Maybe there are kids playing down the street, or a car driving by slowly. Everything looks peaceful to the naked eye, but inside his body and spirit, the battle has begun. He takes a deep breath, unaware that his breaths are being counted by those who wish him harm. Suddenly he touches his chest. He feels something strange. A heaviness he cannot explain. A sudden wave of dizziness or exhaustion. He tries to brush it off. He shakes his head thinking, I am just tired. I just need some water. I need to sit down. He thinks it is physical, but you and I know it is the manifestation of the trap that was set for him. The choice made by the betrayer, that person he trusted, is already working through his system trying to pull him down. But right at this critical second, while the enemy thinks they have won, something else is happening that they did not calculate. They did not plan for the variable of God. Down the street, or perhaps right next door, there is a neighbor. This is someone who usually keeps to themselves, someone who maybe never talks much or gets involved in other people's business. But suddenly a strange sensation hits them. It is a push in their spirit, a nudge they cannot ignore, a whisper in their ear that says, go check on him. They try to ignore it at first, but the feeling grows stronger. It is an urgency that makes their heart race. They do not know why, but they find themselves walking toward your son's door. They raise their hand and knock. That sound, that simple knock on the door, is the sound of heaven stepping into the timeline. It is the sound of a rescue that arrived exactly on time. Your son hears the knock. He stumbles toward the door, trying to act normal, trying to compose himself. He opens it, forcing a smile, but the neighbor sees right through it. They see the pale color of his face. They see the shaking of his hands. They see the confusion swimming in his eyes. And without a second thought, without asking for permission, they call for help. That one act, that one phone call, is the first crack in the betrayer's perfect plan. Now, shift your focus for a moment. I want you to see where the betrayers are. While help is rushing toward your son with sirens wailing, the ones who created this trap are sitting somewhere else. They are calm. They are checking the time on their phones, waiting for the news of his fall. They think everything is going perfectly. They are rehearsing what they will say when people ask what happened. They are preparing their fake grief, practicing their sad faces, getting ready to play the role of the mourning relative or the shocked friend. They are so arrogant, they believe no one will ever suspect them. They believe their secret is locked away in a box that no one can open. But their confidence is a lie wrapped around fear. Because even now, while they sit there smiling, the ground beneath them is starting to shake. Their secret is starting to slip through their fingers like sand. Maybe it is a comment they made 3 days ago that someone suddenly remembers. Maybe it is a text message they thought they would delete. Ted, that is recovered. Maybe a security camera across the street caught a glimpse of something they thought was hidden in the dark. Truth has a way of rising to the surface. You cannot bury a seed and expect it not to grow. You cannot bury the truth and expect it not to come out. If you are choosing safety, truth, and calm action for your family, type 7777 and claim, "My family walks in truth, wisdom, and peace." Now, picture the scene that follows. Your son is in the back of an ambulance. The lights are flashing red and blue against the night sky, and the siren is screaming. To the world, this looks like a tragedy. But to the spirit, this is a victory march. The paramedics are working fast. Their voice is loud and focused. Your son is struggling to keep his eyes open. His breathing is slow, but, hear me clearly, he is alive. He is alive because heaven stepped in. He is alive because I refused to let the enemy take him before his time. And as he lies there, hovering between sleep and waking, something miraculous happens. He does not understand everything going on around him. He feels weak. Yes, he feels confused. Yes, but underneath the pain, he feels a strange, soft warmth wrapping around him like a blanket. It is not just the warmth of a blanket. It is the presence of the divine. It is my hand holding his spirit steady when his body wants to give up. I am whispering to his heart in the chaos. You will live. You will rise. This is not your end. It is about your son's redemption. Your son was moments away from a tragedy that could have ended his journey. But I pulled him back from the edge. I did not save him because he was strong enough on his own, or because the world was kind enough to spare him. I saved him because I am not done with him. His purpose is still breathing inside his chest. His calling is still burning in his spirit. His future is still waiting for him to arrive. No one, not even family members soaked in jealousy, has the power to steal a life that I have decided to protect. The hope you are holding for your son may be the same hope another parent is struggling to find tonight. If these words have helped you move from helplessness toward a calmer and more loving response, you can help carry that reassurance to another family through the link in the description or the pinned comment below. Any support is voluntary and simply helps this message reach parents who may feel frightened, isolated, or unsure how to begin a conversation with their child. Now, I want you to look into your own heart for a moment. You understand this pain, do not you? You have been betrayed before. You have trusted people who turned against you, and you have given pure love to those who gave you back nothing but pain. You have walked with people who smiled at your face while they were breaking you on the inside. You thought no one saw those tears you cried in secret, but I saw every single one. I saw the moments you held yourself together when your entire world was falling apart. But look at you now. You are still here. You survived the very things that were meant to crush you. The enemy planned for you to lose, but I turned those losses into lessons. They tried to silence your voice, but I used that pain to strengthen you. That is exactly what I am doing for your son right now. I am turning this darkness into his deliverance. I am turning this act of betrayal into his breakthrough. What was meant to kill his spirit is going to be the very thing that opens his eyes and changes his life forever. The clock is still moving, but it is no longer counting down to death. It is counting down to exposure, to justice, and to a miracle. If you believe pain can be transformed into healing and a new beginning, type 8888 and claim, I welcome restoration for my son and my family. The next few hours, which were once marked by danger, are now marked by deliverance. Your son was walking into a place that was meant to be a trap. A wrong decision or a quick reaction could have destroyed his future. But God says, I am freezing the trap. I am weakening the snare. Even though your son may walk near danger, danger will not touch him. It will not see him. Heaven has made him invisible to the plans of the enemy. This is the reversal of a death sentence. When heaven reverses a sentence like this, everything around the person begins to shift. Even small things carry spiritual weight. Conversations he has tonight will carry hidden protection. Delays that frustrate him will actually be shields in disguise. God is rearranging movements, timing, and footpaths to keep him alive. If you are ready to move forward with peace instead of panic, type 1010 and claim, I receive this new beginning with clarity and responsibility. The trap is frozen, the heaviness is gone, and your son is breathing the air of a second chance. We are moving toward the final seal of this victory, where the restoration of his mind and soul begins. My child, he will not understand why he left a place a little slower than usual today. He will not understand why he forgot something and had to turn back, or why he suddenly decided to take a different route home. But God says every single pause is protection. Every delay that frustrates him is actually deliverance working in his favor. Every reroute is heaven's intervention to ensure he does not cross paths with the destruction that was planned for him. My child, hear me clearly. The night is not done shifting yet. The spiritual world is still adjusting to the command heaven released on your son's behalf. Darkness is retreating, but it is not retreating quietly. It is retreating with frustration. It is retreating with anger because it knows it has lost. It is retreating with the sound of wicked plans collapsing into dust. But the Lord says, do not fear this movement. Do not fear the noise you might sense in the unseen realm. It is not your son that is shaking. It is the enemy's plan that is shaking. The foundation of the trap is crumbling while the foundation of your son's life is being reinforced by the hands of God. God is doing a deep work right now. He is touching your son's memory. He is touching his emotions. He is placing his hand on the places inside him where fear once lived, where confusion tried to sit, and where hopelessness once whispered lies to him. The Lord says, I am cleansing those places. I am washing them with my presence. I am filling them with peace. Even though he may not know that heaven is touching him, at this very second he will feel different. He will breathe differently. He will think differently. Tonight marks the beginning of a mental shift he cannot explain yet. But he will soon understand that he has been given a new mind. If you choose to speak hope instead of fear over your son's future, type 1212 and claim, I speak life, clarity, and purpose over my son. God says, do not doubt what I have done. Do not fear the echoes of the threat that once loomed over him. The danger is gone. The shadow is gone. The grip of the enemy is broken. The hour that was meant to end him has passed harmlessly by because heaven stepped into time and pushed death away. This night will be remembered in heaven as the night your son survived a story he never knew was written against him. God is not only saving him, he is restoring him. He is restoring his strength, his joy, and his focus. He is restoring the inner part of him that quietly cracked under the pressure of life. In the coming days he will walk differently. He will speak differently. Heaven has breathed on him. The Lord says, you must now close this night with peace. Peace is the final seal. Not fear, not worry, but peace. When peace settles in your heart, you know that heaven has finished its work around him. There is no death near him. There is no danger lingering. The assignment has been canceled, erased, and destroyed at its root. Your son is safe. Your son is covered. Your son is rising into a future the enemy cannot steal. This is the final word for tonight. If this message has helped you replace panic with a clearer intention to listen, support, and reconnect with your son, you may choose to mark that change with a personal act of generosity through the link in the description or the pinned comment below. Your voluntary support can help this message reach another parent who is carrying fear in silence. As you give, choose one personal reward that continues beyond this video. Set aside time to check in with your son. Listen without judgment, or remind him that he does not have to carry everything alone. Let the reward be the greater peace and connection created by that loving action. Give only if it is peaceful and financially responsible for you. No amount proves your faith, activates protection, or determines your son's safety. Now rest, my friend. Heaven is still awake watching over your son so you can sleep in peace.